All right, let's talk Georgia Bulldogs football, the best team in the country. I think we can say that after they absolutely annihilated, physically beat up the Texas Longhorns in Austin over the weekend. Of course, that game was marred by some officiating controversy. We've got an update on that, but actually, what we're seeing after the game is really great news for Georgia going forward. This gives the Bulldogs a big advantage to head to another national title. We'll break that down in a second, but first, I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, talking Georgia Bulldogs, obviously going back to Saturday evening, the play in question, pass interference called on Texas, probably not the right call to be totally honest, but it was the flag on the field. We all know what happened. Fans got upset, threw stuff on the field, water bottles. Refs got scared. Let's be honest, that's what happened. They changed the call. 100% undeniable fact. There is no other reality that can be observed than the refs were influenced by the fans, which is completely ridiculous. And now we've got an update about what the SEC has come out and said. This is courtesy of Dog Sports, but this was the response that the SEC had to this officiating controversy. All right, pulling up on the screen here. With 3:12 to play in the third quarter of the Georgia at Texas game, Texas intercepted a pass at the Texas 46-yard line and returned it to the Texas 9-yard line. Texas was flagged for committing defensive pass interference on the play, which resulted in Georgia maintaining the ball with the first down. The game officials gathered to discuss the play. LOL. Which is permitted to ensure the proper penalty is enforced, at which time the calling official reported that he erred and a foul should not have been called for defensive pass interference. Consequently, Texas was awarded the ball at the Texas 9-yard line. While the original evaluation assessing the penalty was not properly executed, it is unacceptable to have debris thrown on the field at any time. The disruption of the game due to debris being thrown on the field will be reviewed by the conference office related to SEC sportsmanship policies and procedures. All right, that's a bunch of bull crap. I think everyone sees through that. That's not what happened at all. Everyone knows that the turnover was called on the field as it was. And then after everything got thrown on the field, the game got stopped. The officials huddled together and they were influenced and changed the call. We all know that's what happened. But it doesn't matter. Let's focus on what the long term here is for Georgia. Georgia's the most talented team in the country. We all believe it. We all saw it, honestly, Saturday night. The one thing that could hold Georgia back is could they get complacent? Could they be lackadaisical like we saw, honestly, at times during the 2023 season? This was what Kirby Smart needed. This is a rallying cry to sit there and say, hey, ESPN hates us. SEC officiating, they hate us. We're the underdog. It's us against the world. Kirby Smart has recently come out and said that publicly, and I think that's the perfect message to make. A great move by Kirby Smart. This Georgia Bulldogs team, we know they're really good on paper. We know they're really well coached. But this team with a chip on its shoulder, with an us against the world mentality, an underdog kind of vibe, they may just be unstoppable. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on all this. But first, Georgia fans, in the comment section below, obviously, we're going to go back. We're looking backwards toward that game, but let us know. What was your MVP from that victory, Georgia, Texas? Obviously, a lot of guys you can name, basically anybody on the front four of that defense, but only pick one guy. Who was your MVP for that massive Georgia victory? And let us know in the comment section. But, Mize, what are your thoughts on everything Georgia Bulldogs right now?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is incredible because how many teams, like you alluded to, can go out and absolutely manhandle, dismantle the number one team in the country, and then come out with gas, come out with, that underdog mentality. It's really hard to do that, but Kirby Smart, the demise, the rumors of Kirby Smart not being in control of this locker room, not having, a handle on this Georgia team and what they need, they were greatly overemphasized in the media. I think he knows exactly what this team needs, and it's stuff like this to get this team fired up and playing. Because quite frankly, it doesn't matter how good you're playing in the beginning season. It's how you're playing at the end of the season come college football playoff time. And they are starting to hum. This Georgia team, everything's coming together. We saw it in how they play against this Texas team. Absolute domination. But the fact that Kirby Smart, he's able to come out here and just use this as fuel to the fire in such a dominating victory is really, really impressive to me. Because I just don't know many coaches that can do something like that. I think that is the key to this Georgia team going forward, using everything that they have, even in a 30-15 victory over Texas, to keep this team running forward. They got a tough schedule going down the road. Got Florida, should be able to beat them, but then Ole Miss and Tennessee, then UMass and Georgia Tech to finish out the season. So they're going to need as much fire in the tank as they can. And I think if he can keep doing things like this going forward, they should have no problem driving through the rest of this schedule.